Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of the Burner Account. As usual, and as always, you got your boy Big Joe.
You got your boy Julio the Don.
And your boy Jay.
It's been a long week, man, and it's only Tuesday. We got a lot to get into with these Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys continue to just be a big drama show. Triple G could endorse these guys because it's just a big drama show. You got the Cowboys getting waxed by Philly. You got Micah calling out Mike McCarthy for some reason. Big Mike catching strays. You got this team trying to figure out as a fan base who the hell we're going to bring in as the next head coach. We're already looking past this year. This year's done. And then we've got some exciting fight game coverage to get into with both Netflix and the UFC. So let's get right into it, my boys. First off, we're going to talk about the Eagles and the Cowboys and what was an absolute dog walking of the Dallas Cowboys by the Philadelphia Eagles. It started off pretty good. It was close at half, and then the second half it just turned into a cluster of all clusters. And this team decided that hey, they were done. They were done at halftime. They were done. So let's get right into it, Jay. Man, you see these Cowboys against the Eagles this weekend. I don't think anybody on the show. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Let me stop. I know one person on the show that thought the Cowboys were gonna win, but realistically, what did you think about this game?
Well, you know, um, we like to keep it real on the show, and I think we're realists.
Say word, son.
Say
Say word.
word, son. But I stopped betting and placing my heart on the Cowboys a long time ago, probably 15 years to be exact.
Wow.
But bro, it's the same shit, different week, different different Sunday, same shit, same pile of garbage that we choose to put on the field. You got you got sun in your eyes. We got an owner that doesn't want to own up to the shit. There's nothing wrong. I mean, both teams are at a disadvantage. I mean, we might as well just tear down the whole damn stadium then, huh?
Build a new one.
Fucking idiot. No, how about you build a stadium north to south instead of east to west, you fucking monger. Uh
It's
bro,
for the
like
aesthetic.
bro,
Yeah.
I don't understand what we're doing. And honestly, it just reiterates the fact that he doesn't care as long as we're in the headlines. Him talking about tearing down the stadium, tearing down. Well, we might as well just tear it down and build another one. That made headlines. Now we got a part-time pass rusher talking shit about your head coach, which is crazy to me. Talks shit, then talks about, oh no, I didn't mean it that way. You said it.
You're
You
jumping the
said what you
gun, buddy.
feel.
You're jumping the gun, buddy. Let's talk about the game. The game.
Sorry. I mean, what is there to talk about, bro? The game sucked. We suck, okay? In the words of fucking Dak Prescott, we fucking suck. All right? We suck. We suck, bro. And then I ain't gonna jump the gun on this, but if your hamstring is torn off the bone, you're not hopping and walking as fast as he did or as he was out to the field. That's wild. I don't know if y'all saw that video or not. Them coming out of the locker room to come on the field. He looked fine.
It's
How are
partially
you?
torn off the bone.
Okay, it's not. He ain't hurt, bro. He ain't
He's
hurt.
having season-ending surgery tomorrow
This
in New
fucking
York.
this is PTO, bro. This is not. He's not hurt. This is all played out. This is a free
My
trip for
man took
him.
PTO this season.
This is a free
He's like,
trip
look,
for
man,
him. This is
this is my
the
sabbatical,
honeymoon.
guys.
This is the honeymoon to Manhattan for him and his new fiance. This is what that is, bro. There is nothing wrong with
My
that man.
wife.
There is nothing wrong with him. They're sitting him down so that he doesn't get seriously hurt. I mean, you already done paid him all the money that you wanted to pay him. So why am I gonna risk that investment of we suck already? Why am I gonna risk that investment and potentially get him hurt even worse? So we're cooked, boys. We're cooked for the rest of the season, probably into next season as well. Because to be honest with you, I mean, I don't like we don't have anybody. It's Dak, CD, sometimes Micah. That's it. That's really all the power that we have, star power that we have on this team. What's gonna happen? We don't have anybody, bro. We don't have a team. We don't. Don't have an offensive line. Can't run for shit. Don't have a running back. Still don't have a running back. Really don't have a quarterback. We saw what happened when Rush Hour got in there. Then we saw what happened when Lance got in there. We are cooked. It is a wild time in Dallas, bro.
This season is probably a throwaway for sure by now. I mean, if you don't know by now that this season is over, you're delusional at best.
And it's laughable with Jerry being defensive, like on every question.
I think he's to the point now where he's like, all right, guys, I get it. But he doesn't want to admit it.
He doesn't want to. He can't say I fucked up.
Right. He can't bring himself to admit that he was wrong this offseason because he was genuinely like, I don't understand why everybody's so up in arms at the fact that, we didn't make all these moves in the offseason. Like, I think we got better. That kind of mentality now, his pride will not let him backtrack and be like, hey, look, guys, my bad. We blew that.
I fucked
up. That's on me.
You know what? You know when somebody fucks up? Yeah, that's me. That's me. I did it this time. I'm sorry. I apologize. You can't do that because the lady asked. I forget how she worded the question, but she said something about the comparison of Dak and Cooper, and he said, lady, we won 3 games. We weren't good with Dak either. I'm just like, damn, what?
That's terrible. Like, you just keep digging a hole, bro. Like, you just keep digging it deeper. Julio, I'm gonna move over to you, bro. Like, after you watch this game on Sunday, 3:30, what are you thinking as you're watching this game and you're seeing these players?
Man, I just as a diehard Cowboy fan that comes on this show every week to say we're gonna win by 40 and fuck the Philadelphia Eagles and this and that and the other, my hope was broken this past Sunday. Let's just put it that way. Any type of glimmer of hope of maybe we could turn something around using Rush or Trey Lance or somebody else that could help us, get this team back on track. Yeah, that for me is gone now. I'm sitting with the rest of the Cowboy fans at this point going, I hope that we tank the rest of the season, even though I hear the owner of our team go on almost every social media platform, every place that you can think of. And again, that's what he loves, is to be relevant, is to be talked about in the news all the time by making crazy ass remarks like, we still have 8 games left. Last time I did math, we still got 8 games left. We've won 3. We've lost
Straight
what
up,
4 or 5 now. It's like,
straight up
bro,
hope dealer. That's what he is. He's a
yeah.
hope dealer.
And I'm like, at this point right now, I'm like, if you're not watching the exact same thing that I watched this past Sunday, with like Jay just finished saying, no offensive line, no defensive rush besides Micah, which Micah did make an impact when he came back, so I'm not going to take that away from him.
We had 5. We had 5 sacks, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to take that away from him. He did do his damn job like he's supposed to. Not saying that, he's been doing it consistently because he was hurt for the last, 2 months. But outside of that, him and Overshown actually played some sort of defense, even though we let up 34 fucking points through that whole game. And then our offense, I don't even know where to begin with the offense, man. Offensive line sucks. We have no running game. The one star receiver that we have is, you can obviously tell every time that he runs a route that he's super fucking frustrated at this point, because either one, he's not getting the rock, or two, he can't run the routes the way he needs to run them in order for him to be able to make plays. And then, of course, you had the infamous miss in the end zone that was a clear, wide open fucking catch in the end zone.
2 guys had an opportunity at that,
and
Berg
he
and
missed
CD.
it. He missed it altogether, and it was like, well, can't see shit. So, I mean, Jerry, you want to put up some curtains or some shit, some mini blinds or something to help us out there? But yeah, it's turned into, at this point, I see it as a circus show pretty much at this point. I think Cam Newton, I know he was on the First Take, I think, a couple weeks back, and he said, why are we still talking about this team? They're irrelevant. They're not winning. We keep bringing up this team like they're doing something or making some sort of changes, and nothing is happening with this. They're a losing team right now. They suck. Just like Dak said, we fucking suck right now. And we do. And I hate to admit that because I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. And when you ask me later on today if they're going to win this week, I'm probably going to say, yeah, they're going to win this week. But it's just
We're gonna be Houston.
fucking, yeah, we're going to beat Houston. But it is. I'm just fucking. I'm done with hearing excuses from the coaching, from the players, from ownership. I'm done hearing all the damn excuses as to what's going on and our failures and where we're falling short and we're missing key players. And then when they ask them about certain key players, it's like, well, shit, we weren't winning with them. So what makes you think we're going to win with, now that they're out?
Backup.
So, yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm just, super frustrated. That's all I can say as far as the Cowboys go.
Hey, I think that's most of Cowboys Nation at this point. I think the only people that aren't frustrated with the Cowboys right now are the people that are like, let's continue to tank this season. Let's continue to naturally, organically tank, because we're not trying to lose on purpose. We just suck that bad. So I think the people that are like, hey, that draft pick keeps getting better with every loss, they're happy about it. And I will say I'm one of those fans. Like, every game we lose at this point, I'm like, good. Just a better draft pick, because this season, there's nothing to look forward to this season. Cooper Rush goes in there. Anybody that was like, Cooper Rush is the answer, he's better than Dak, he wouldn't even throw the rock down the field. If it was more than 5 yards, he was like checking it down. Like, he wanted nothing to do with throwing the rock. I'm like, bruh, you don't win games throwing it 1 and 2 yards down the field. Like, that was terrible. Rico Dowdle continues to run hard. He's doing his part offensively. Your wide receivers aren't doing anything. There's no number 2 to help CD. Berg, not doing anything. Then you have the defensive side of the ball. Micah got a couple of sacks. DeMarvion Overshown playing well. DeMarvion Overshown got hurt. Hopefully he's fine.
Hopefully it's something minor.
Right. Kalen Carson, trash. He's got to go. I mean, anywhere he goes, Jalen Hurts was like, "That's where we're throwing the ball." I mean, they're picking on him at that point. You got to get him
Yeah.
some help.
Yeah.
Deron Bland can't come back soon enough. Where the hell is Deron Bland? He was supposed to have been back like in 2 or 3 weeks from his injury. He just ain't come back.
Did we?
Apparently, he still has a minor injury that he hasn't recovered from yet. So they haven't cleared him officially
Right.
yet to come back to play. So
Right.
in my opinion, I think it's since they see where we're trending towards, they're probably like, you know what, let's save him as much as possible. Let's not bring him back, which is smart if that's what they're really doing. If Jerry is kind of saying, yes, this is the end of our season, we're going to tank the rest of this season without saying it, because of course, like we just finished talking about, he's too proud to say, oh yeah, I fucked up. This is my mess. We're just going to tank the rest of the season. Instead of him saying that, he's just going to make educated moves to be like, yeah, Dak needs, season-ending injury. He's good. We need to put him in the back pocket. Deron Bland still hasn't recovered yet. It's a day-to-day thing with him. Once he gets fully recovered, we'll see about weaning him back in. I mean, it's smart to do that if you already have that thought process without trying to admit to the public that, yeah, we're done. We're done. We're not doing anything else this rest of the season.
Right.
What happened to Gilly? Did we get
He
rid
got
of
traded to Minnesota.
We didn't. No, he didn't get traded. We didn't sign him. He got picked up by Minnesota.
Oh, well,
Okay.
my bad.
All right.
Yeah, we didn't want to pay him, so he's gone. Mozzie Smith. I don't know, man. Like that D line,
Bust.
you're missing Tank on the
Bust.
other end. Offensive line, you're not doing anything spectacular. Cooper Rush was under duress a lot of that game. The holes aren't really there, but Rico Dowdle's still running the rock. This was one that I did not understand. You give the ball to Zeke at like the 5, he fumbles going into the end zone, and you put him back the next series. I'm like, why? Zeke wouldn't have seen the field again that day if that had been me. Like, why? Why do you get him back in there and you let him play? Why?
The other crazy part, at halftime, Mike McCarthy was happy with 68 yards rushing. I think we're running the ball well.
I would be too when I got 42 yards passing for the whole game. Hell. That's what I'm talking about. This team was beyond pedestrian this weekend.
Yeah.
And it's against a division rival. I think that's what makes it worse. I didn't feel bad. It didn't bother me that all my Eagles friends were talking smack because, bruh, there were no expectations from me as far as we're going to do anything this game. I did not anticipate Cooper Rush. I didn't anticipate Cooper Rush looking as terrible as he did. You put in Trey Lance for a couple plays to hand off the ball, and then you take him out. At that point, when they first put Trey Lance in, I was like, we've seen enough of Cooper Rush today. There's no reason he should still be playing. He is horrendous today. Trey Lance
Sit your
goes
ass
in
on the
there.
bench. Sit down.
He threw a pick, I believe.
Yep.
Like, now we bring Will Greer. We signed him to the practice squad. And it's like, why?
Well, what?
I guess because you got to carry 3 quarterbacks. So you have him there, but we're not going to be competitive. And the bad thing was at halftime that game was competitive. It was competitive at that point. I think it was 14-6 or 10-6, something like that.
At the half, I think so, yeah.
I was like, these Cowboys ain't doing too bad. Like that tells you how bad Philly is. They're shaky. It was a close game, and Cooper Rush wasn't doing jack squat. What are we looking at for the halftime score?
At half, we were 14-6 at the half.
14-6.
And then we got outscored, basically shut out for the rest of the game. and they ended up scoring 14 in the third and then another 6 in the fourth. So, yeah,
We got spanked, bro. We got
it's
spanked.
very
But
nice, very nice.
that's
Yes.
that's what Jerry wants.
Mhm.
This is the team that Jerry built. This is the roster that he put together, that he hand selected, and this is the outcomes that we're going to get week in and week out moving forward, because we don't know how to build a team anymore. We don't know how
No.
to do that. We have lost our way in trying to build a roster, and we've ended up here in no man's land. We're in limbo, and we're
Well,
trying to find our way one way or another.
well, when is he gonna figure out that he fucked up just like he fucked up designing that stadium? Like when is it time to look in the mirror and say something's got to change? I got to change something.
Who's going to hold him accountable to do that?
Somebody has to, bro. You can't have yes men around you.
I mean,
How
I
can
mean that's,
you hold the owner of a franchise accountable when he owns the team?
he
I
owns it.
Who the
mean,
hell's going to tell him?
And
If
I
he
and you
wants
mean,
to
saying
believe what he wants to
he
believe, he's
can't
going to
have
believe.
yes men around him is inaccurate, because when he got into it with the show host of The Fan, the first thing he said was, "I'll bring in some other guys to ask me these questions."
right,
Mhm.
So yeah, you question him, and he's like, "You're not telling me what I want to hear.
right.
You're out."
That
So
I mean that.
there's no accountability. He surrounds himself with yes men.
Well, I know that. I mean, his son is one of them. But at
Oh, he's
some
a little
point,
Jerry Jr., bro.
you gotta look in the mirror and is this more about having your name as a legacy and having uh a franchise, a number one franchise, air quotes, America's team, air quotes, is that more important to you, or is winning and building a championship legacy more important to you? Which one is it?
He's already won 3.
That
What
it
is it? At this point, he did the hard work on the front end so he could relax on the back end. Now he's
no,
just
no,
printing money.
no,
That's what he's doing.
no, no,
He won the
look,
3 titles up front. Now he's just like,
that doesn't matter.
I,
Like,
I'm in the Hall of Fame. I have my 3 Super Bowls. I have the richest, most lucrative sports franchise in North American history.
I mean, if you look at it
What's left?
on paper, he won those championships, but we all know who won those championships.
And that's why he wants to win one with the way
The,
that he wants to win
I
it.
hate to tell you
And
guys,
Because
and he
everybody's
the
going
still
to say
paper
that.
says the Dallas Cowboys.
and he still
Owner
hasn't.
Jerry
He
Jones.
still hasn't.
Mhm.
It's been 30 years and he hadn't won shit. It's been proven to me at some point in over 30 years of failure. If I'm continuing to fail, even after 5, I would look at myself and be like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? It's me. I'm the
But is it
problem.
a failure when your team is the most highest money making team in the NFL? Is that a failure? That's what I'm
For,
saying. What kind
No.
of a
for
failure
me,
is he looking at?
for
Because
me,
record wise, maybe it's a failure. Monetarily, he's
my
number one.
bro, my I guess my brain's wired differently because if I'm not winning, if I'm not doing something to make my team better or greater than what they already are, it's a failure in my life. In my life, that's for me. If I'm not going to play deep in the playoffs, not first round and then going home. I'm talking about deep. Let's championship game.
Okay.
It's a failure. If we're not winning the Super Bowl, it's a failure. It's a failure of a season. That over and over and over and over. At some point, you have to stop and figure out what you're doing wrong. And if it's you, step aside and get the fuck out of the way and let people that know what they're doing do their job. Collect the checks, be the one in the background saying all the great things about the Cowboys, and stay back there. Stop doing media shit. Stop landing your helicopter on practice fields and shit. Be an owner. Be an owner. Let the coaches coach. Let the players play. And I guarantee you we'll have a championship again. But you can't do that because your ego is too big.